This is a presentation of the Badlands Media Network.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a casual Friday. This is Rattler Gator Report number 50 on March 24th, 2023. I am back in beautiful Gainesville, FLA. Thank you for joining me on this great day in creation. But given that I've traveled, there's guaranteed to be a issue or three that I haven't set up properly. You know me by now, so let's just roll with it. And I'm trying to see in the video if everything's playing properly. And yes, you can see me. Okay. I wanted to kind of sort of navigate my way through this day. And I was thinking of follow up on what's been going on this week and all this, that, and the other. And I just had a thought pop into my head, and I want to kind of play with that a little bit. Again, this is I use this show to kind of sort of think in broader terms about what I may want to structure. But if in fact I'm going to write this book on what Donald Trump has done and how it might fit in. So as I'm talking to you, as I'm seeing what's in the chat, as I think about some of the news events or what's going on in my personal world, I kind of filter it through the book idea. And if you've read my Substack, in fact, and let me put my personal Substack, not the Badlands Substack. If you've read some of that, you know that I have a piece or three on individuals who I think are force multipliers. Okay. It's a very big concept with me. And I think going forward in this technological revolution of ours, you're going to need to think in those terms as well. So let me just put a link in here in case some of you who have the chat available have not seen my personal Substack. I have a Gathering of Sovereigns series, First Sovereigns. It's another big point of mine. Oh, hell, that's not the. I pulled up the address. I guess I didn't copy it. Hang on one second. Like I said, we are not going to be professionally typed today. There we go. This will get you to the archive. You can scroll down and see some of them. I think I've got 8 columns, but and I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to navigate the Badlands and then my own personal Substack entries. But I'm in no rush. Nothing that I'm doing these days is about being rushed. And I'm good with that. But again, thinking about force multiplier, today I kind of want to talk about it, not so much from those individuals you might read about, Carter Page, Michael Flynn, who I see as force multipliers utilized by Donald Trump, who is, of course, the ultimate force multiplier. But I wanted to, given this banking stuff, the $1 million Bitcoin challenge, the dollar milkshake theory, some of these things we've been talking about, everything's going to be impacted by technology, everything. And so I thought, wow, you know, that is a train of thought I can utilize in the book, and I might as well discuss it here on the report, because technology itself, and it's a uniquely American thing, I do believe, that's underway. Technology itself is going to be a tremendous force multiplier. And of course, anything that can be used as a force multiplier can be used for good or evil. It's just something about human beings we have to understand, comprehend, and accept. But think about all the stuff that has happened. And I'm going to show you a video. If I can navigate sharing the screen and the sound and all that good stuff. And it's about 5 minutes, but it just came out and it follows up on this ChatGPT stuff, because the pace at which this revolution is occurring, we're in a little accelerated bubble. And I don't want to be harping on it too much, but again, it's just something you really need to take a step back and marvel at. It is incredible what's happening right now. And if you're not playing with it, you really can't grasp how much is changing extremely quickly. So let me go ahead and play that video. But if I've set it up properly, you'll also see a comment I'm going to read for those on the podcast who can't see images, video, and all that other good stuff. I think I've got it lined up. So let me start this Friday challenge and see if I can get off on the good foot with you, and then we'll follow up on the discussion because I think it's just incredible. I'm going to be curious what you say in the chat. I got to find the proper video. Yeah. This is the video. All right. Before I play this video, I want to scroll down and let you see this comment, because it's a viewpoint I share. If it's still there, yeah, there it is. So this responder, Conze, C-O-N-Z-E, says, it's insane. Let me make sure my mic is close enough for you. It's insane just how quickly everything is moving forward. If you were to travel back in time to this day 1 year ago and tell somebody what was going to happen in the coming year, they would likely refuse to believe it. It really makes you wonder how things will be a year from now. And that is exactly the point, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this 5-minute video. This is the guy you might want to, again, I'm trying to expose you to some people on YouTube you might want to follow if you're particularly interested in this technological revolution. Especially my audience, I think, tends to be older. And a lot of this stuff is absolutely new to us. I have followed, for someone in my age group, I followed this stuff fairly closely, not intensely, but fairly closely. But I know peers, clueless. My wife, clueless. None of this stuff really registers with them, but watch this and tell me what you think.
Today, OpenAI just announced something that is completely game-changing. This is going to completely change the way you use ChatGPT. It's going to give you internet access instead of ChatGPT. It's going to allow you to upload images and video and audio and CSV files and connect it to your website and do pretty much anything that you could possibly imagine with ChatGPT. This is that game-changing, and I'm going to show you all about it right now. So the first big announcement came from OpenAI. They announced that ChatGPT will implement support for plugins. Plugins essentially extend the functionality of ChatGPT and allow you to sort of bolt on additional tools to what ChatGPT is already capable of. For example, they're starting with Expedia, FiscalNote, Instacart, Kayak, Klarna Shopping, Milo Family AI, OpenTable, Shop, Speak, Wolfram, and Zapier. They also have 2 of their own plugins, a web browser and a code interpreter. And they've open sourced the code for knowledge base retrieval plugins so that other people can actually create plugins for their own knowledge bases to attach to ChatGPT. Now, when I heard this news, I immediately went over to ChatGPT and saw that I was not one of the people that had access to plugins yet. And I don't think this is widely rolled out. In fact, if we look at their website, it says, we will begin extending plugin alpha access to users and developers from our waitlist, while we initially prioritize a small number of developers and ChatGPT Plus users. We plan to roll out larger scale access over time. fairly soon we'll be able to access this stuff inside of our own ChatGPT, but they did release some videos that kind of give you an example of the types of things you'll be able to do with plugins. So here's an example of the browsing plugin here. Down at the bottom, they type, how do this year's Oscar winners compare to recently released movies for box office sales? It now browses the web because this has a browsing plugin for it. It reads the information that it got from browsing and then gives a response. The 2023 Oscar winner for Best Picture, Everything Everywhere All at Once, earned $100 million at the box office. Recently released movies such as Scream 6 have grossed $58,529,284 in the first 7 days, while Scream 6 had a strong start at the box office. It's worth noting that Everything Everywhere All at Once has had a longer run in theaters to accumulate its 100 million in box office sales. So with this additional plugin, even though ChatGPT itself is only trained through 2021, using the browsing plugin, it will actually be able to search the internet and augment our results with what it found on the internet. Now, there's a lot of tools out there, a lot of Chrome extensions that claim to extend the functionality of ChatGPT for you by connecting it to the web on your behalf. And well, a lot of those extensions are going to become obsolete thanks to plugins like this. They also show in this demo that it does cite its sources. They hover their finger over the little citation there, and it shows the link is to Box Office Mojo. And here's another demo where they install the Wolfram Alpha, the Open Table, and the Instacart plugin. And then they ask, looking to eat vegan food in San Francisco this weekend, can you get me one great restaurant suggestion for Saturday and a simple recipe for Sunday? Just the ingredients. Please calculate the calories for the recipe using Wolfram Alpha. Finally, order the ingredients on Instacart. So they connected Open Table plugin, which will help them find a vegan food restaurant in San Francisco. They connected the Wolfram plugin, which does all sorts of complex calculations for them to help them find the calories of their meals. And then they connected the Instacart plugin to help them find and order the ingredients. You can see that it uses the Open Table plugin. I found a great vegan restaurant in San Francisco for you to try on Saturday, Green's Restaurant. You can make a reservation for your desired time through the provided link. It gave them a link there to make a reservation for Sunday. Here's a simple vegan recipe with the ingredients. It moved on to that next instruction where it gives them ingredients for a chickpea salad. And then it says, now let's calculate the calories for this recipe using Wolfram Alpha. The total calories for the chickpea salad recipe are approximately 862 dietary calories. Here's the breakdown of the ingredients and their calorie content. So it's using Wolfram to figure out the calories of the chickpeas, the cucumber, the red bell peppers, the red onions, and it gives them a full breakdown of the calories of that meal. And then it says, now let's order the ingredients from Instacart. And it uses the Instacart plugin. Here's your shopping list for the chickpea salad. And it adds all the items to an Instacart shopping list that you can just click on. And it takes you over to the Instacart app and allows you to order all of those ingredients. It put them all in a shopping cart for you already so that you can order those ingredients with one click of a button. You have that order. It did all of those from a single prompt connected to all of these various plugins that were added to ChatGPT. And then they also have a demo.
Now, I just wonder, are y'all grasping all of that? That thing in the span of a couple of months has been splashed out to the public, captured the imagination of all kinds of people. Everybody was buzzing about it, and it had a limitation because, you know, the ChatGPT had a knowledge base that stopped in 2021 somewhere. But of course, these people had thought forward. They partnered with Microsoft. So now Microsoft has worked it into their browser, and they have a particular angle they use that captures within the Microsoft browsing experience and Bing search the ChatGPT model. Okay, but that's just Microsoft. They held an ace in the hole, and that ace is now being revealed. They've got the ability to generate a plugin that interacts with your browser or their browser or some browser to have all kinds of added capabilities. So much so that you can give it a multiple queried input and it responds in real time to your multiple queries that build one upon another. It is like you have if you know how to structure your question and you have some patience on how you want to move forward interacting with the system, you have a high level assistant. Okay, a high level assistant to lay out a range of things of great interest to you, to be utilized in the fashion you want to utilize it. Again, we're coming back to the individual first sovereign thing. If you can follow what's happening and you follow the American model, which is a decentralized power to the people model, okay? Zigs and zags, our country has been working toward this aspirational goal. Slavery, whatever, you check the blog. Zigs and zags, we have been moving toward an aspirational goal of you, the individual, as first sovereign. And that's what this technology is enabling. If you've paid attention to what happened on Twitter and how it freaked out the left wing, they saw all of this technology as something they alone would drive the train on. And then Donald Trump came onto the scene and utilized it far better than any of them could have imagined. That really freaked them out. And then that insisted that they control things even further. They engage in censorship. They talk about group think and wrong think. They do all of these different little things because they all of a sudden realize that, oh my goodness, the slaves can break free of the plantation now. That's where we are. That's what's going on. And that's what I wanted to discuss today, technology on Force Multiplier Day. That's kind of sort of what I'm talking about here. Let me see if I can check the block, and then we can kind of wade into my review of your chat and all that good stuff. Let's see. I have to find the right one. Hang in there with me. I'll be right back with you.
Silicon Valley Bank debacle demonstrated just how fragile our banking system can be. We don't know what the future holds, but history has shown us that physical gold and silver are a reliable store of value to protect your wealth. Don't let fear of the unknown paralyze you. Take the first step towards securing your financial future. Reach out to Kirk and his team at kirkelliottphd.com/badlands. That's kirkelliottphd.com/badlands.
Okay, yeah, so I'm doing a quick read of the chat. And listen, I understand the questions. The point of being first sovereign is you're not a slave. You have to know how to separate wheat from chaff. You have to know how to not accept what's presented to you on the screen as fact. It's only some information for your perusal. You then determine what the heck is what. The point, however, is you have that high-level assistant. Do you know how to make use of that high-level assistant? There's going to be a separation, ladies and gentlemen. It's inevitable. If you aren't good at this kind of stuff, you're going to need to find someone who is. It may be that you hire a personal assistant who's pretty good at this kind of stuff. And you just hire them at a base level, and then you review their work. You give them the products, the things you need, the schedule you want for the week, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then this personal assistant, this technological personal assistant, allows you to follow up on it, test it. How good is this human personal assistant meeting your needs? Does it generate some questions? Your review. It's a tool. The technology is a tool. It's not the master. You have to remain the master. This is one of the continuing points Elon is trying to assert to people through Neuralink and everything. We need to interface with this technology so that we can remain the master of the technology. The technology doesn't get ahead of us and through some coding, through some planning, thinks it's superior to us. This is a huge challenge, but it's a challenge that has to be engaged. And I just think it's exciting to me. It's really, really exciting to me, the possibilities. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Kinship Quest, you're playing with the structured query on the free version. Outstanding. We have to play with this technology. We have to become conversant with this technology. If you've got a child, a nephew or niece, someone in your friend circle, with somebody who's really, you've seen these kids, they take to this stuff immediately. They have no questions about it and they go bang, 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 bang. You need to find someone with that kind of mindset and just let them be an intermediary for you as you work to understand and comprehend this stuff. It could be that groups may need to form. I'm talking about those of us in the older age group, and just have some casual conversation about it. Freeman Macbeth, you're never late. If you ever show up, hey, we're good, even if you're watching on a day or 3 later. Discernment is it's going to become more and more important. Discernment has always been of primary importance, always, but it's even more important now. Yeah, LJB 59. I've got to find time to be able to see some of our product on the Badlands Network. I'm not able to see and consume as I would like. Wokeness is going to affect everything. Joe K89. I don't know how we avoid that. So many of the people involved in the labor pool who are generating this work product have been impacted by the craziness, the mindset they have, which makes it all the more important that we are vigilant in our interaction with this new technology. A bunch of kids aren't. We don't need to sit here and, oh my goodness, oh, woe is me, doom, doom, doom. A bunch of kids in that arena are not impacted by this craziness. They navigate it. They may remain silent, but they know the real deal. So, we don't have to be fearful. We just have to be aware. They're going to expose it, in other words, is what I'm going to say. They know how to go in and hunt for evidence of the craziness, and then they're going to display it. Okay, and we just continue to make it an issue as we continue to try and filter it out. And you can see evidence of that now. As soon as some of this stuff came out, you started to see indications of craziness in the development of the protocols and the product that's spit out. Utah money mover. The only thing bad about Bitcoin is the software. Hey, I don't know. Utah money mover, you tell me why it's important who owns the software to run Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is open source. There is no owner of the software. Yeah, we have to, Eurythmic, start teaching critical thinking again in the schools, but critical thinking that's real. There's so much fakery, and people seem to have lost the ability to have healthy skepticism that moves towards the mean, so that they can even discern what is real and what isn't. And then in this world where they can fake images and conversations that look totally real, it's a world that we have to swim within, but it's going to be a tremendous challenge. It's going to be a tremendous challenge. Yeah, so, but here's what I want to say, on a certain level, I want to just kind of play around and bounce back and forth with the comments that y'all have. But if you think about the banking industry, what's happening with the FDIC and the Fed and the regulators, I keep thinking about Caitlin Long and her point that these people have far outstretched their authority, what they're doing. And this always comes back to the Congress. Again, retaking the Congress is job one. We have done that. We have the speaker. We have to be vigilant in our review of the speaker and these committees and what they're doing, because they are responsible to us. And Congress is the first way we turn this ship around. And I think so far, so good. Things look good as far as I'm concerned in terms of how we're moving in the right direction. Speaker McCarthy seems to be doing a good job. I think once some of these investigations come back to light, I am hoping I've got to talk to the people at Badlands in terms of this Great American Restoration Tour. I'm hoping to do a presentation out there with my version of a criminal complaint that will be applicable in every county of every state in this nation. It just has to be tweaked towards your particulars. But the base level of the criminal complaint could be and should be applicable nationwide. That's my, remember now, it's easy to make these claims. It's more difficult to structure it in such a way and present it in an understandable kind of way that can then be put into action. But job number one is to be able to put something together and then present it and allow first sovereigns at the conference and beyond to say, yeah, but you didn't think about this. I think X works better. It's all about discussion and moving forward to make it work for you. But it will be a template. I do kind of like what I've already structured. And so hopefully it'll be ready by the time the tour comes, and hopefully I'll be able to make a presentation out there. So keep that in mind. Yeah, Kinship Quest. A major concern is Microsoft having full access to the AI programming. And what's clear to me now is OpenAI has not been crazy. Microsoft has 49% ownership. That totally changed the model that Elon and his group had when they founded OpenAI. And it's informing why Elon is going forward, pretty sure, with a competitor to OpenAI, so that business influence that Microsoft is clearly going to have gets mitigated, at least put in check. That's my understanding of how they are going to go forward with it. Yeah, bring back the Socratic method. We don't need to invent something new, but we do need to apply it in new ways. And with all of this technology, it's incredibly easy to do. I don't want to say universities are being made obsolete, but the old model, I'm sitting in Florida's version of Collegetown, USA right now. We're tremendously proud of our flagship university, but there are tremendous changes coming to the education of our youth. Not just K through 12, post-secondary, everything K through 20 and beyond. So I want to be part of that conversation. I want to be observant of part of that conversation. Yeah, Furman Macbeth, tell me about it. On the critical thinking, I feel I have been lied to for years, and it sucks waking up. It does and it doesn't. It's invigorating to then see, oh my goodness. And I keep coming back, I was working again on this nonprofit. We're trying to do stuff in Haiti, and I was trying to say to my friend, look, we need to think about this statue they have at Tuskegee University. It's like Booker T. Washington, and it's symbolic. It's symbolic of lifting the veil of ignorance. And to me, that's the way I embrace what I have discovered now. It's like lifting the veil of ignorance. Because, yeah, some of this stuff, I'm an opinionated son of a gun. And there's no way in hell you would have convinced me that some of the stuff I now see was even possible. It's a body blow. It's a body blow. And, even now I'm thinking back to Inauguration Day. That was a tough day. Biden, that was a tough day. Yeah, we don't want to say everything was a damn lie, but so much, Mrs. A. Watley, so much was a flat out 100% lie. Tough. Still tough to acknowledge and just digest. Very tough. Yeah, Joe K89. Look, I'm a sports fan. Okay, March Madness is ongoing right now, and I'm deeply into it, fascinated by how everything is playing out, the competitive spirit, and the leveling. Again, this is part of the decentralization if you think about it. This is part of the first sovereign thing if you really think about it. There's a leveling process so that what's possible is becoming possible for a wider range of competitors. And you're seeing it in the March Madness tournament. But yeah, to say universities are obsolete, and now it's like, wait a minute, now I'm a true blue fighting Florida Gator. And trust me, there are people similar to me all across the Southeastern Conference and really the entire nation. We love our university. And you don't have to be a graduate. The large majority of Gator fans never graduated from the University of Florida, never attended. And that's the way it is all across this country. You just pick a team for whatever reason. It might be your location, it might be different things. I don't know about universities being obsolete, but man, they are in for humongous change. Humongous change. I do believe the education system cannot fix itself. It will be external, and that's us impacting it, forcing, modifying, and like Governor DeSantis is saying with this critical race theory, get that bullshit out of here. Get that bullshit out of here. Do I know, Kinship, a way to detect AI-generated text? Haven't thought about it, but it may be similar. I'll tell you, I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and I've seen a bunch of AI product. Some of these channels are, if not totally AI, they're taking the work product of somebody who's generating just text, and then they're spitting it out. And you can tell when somebody's like British influenced or not American influenced. One of the keys to me is they'll use a word like whilst, WHILST, whilst. What? That ain't the way we talk. It's a clue to me that, okay, this is some generated product, somebody who may have been raised in another environment, maybe here in the United States, and it's natural and normal for them. But that's not the way we talk. And I know it's changing. People try and force some of this stuff. Another thing for me is I refuse to say advertisement. It's a damn advertisement. It's not the way we talk, advertisement. Anyway, so yeah, I look for things like that to be on alert for AI generated type stuff. Yeah, Alex Jones is not somebody I have paid attention to, but I have paid attention to the response to him, and it has generated a lot of, man, he seems to agitate the right people. So I tend to give him a little bit of dap, although I'm not really paying attention to him. Yeah, Joe K. Homeschooling, people are so upset with the foolishness. Homeschooling is more of a viable option, and the refusal to send somebody to these universities to be inculcated. Um, Again, I'm big on the universities. Love my university, but my goodness, we got some crazy people at the University of Florida and nationwide. Yeah, the creation of debt slaves has been a primary purpose of the explosion, and why few people have really talked about the craziness of what's going on, the cost, all of that good stuff. I don't want to. Let me see. I've only checked one block. Is that right? I have to sometimes remind myself. Yeah, let me go ahead and check another block. Y'all, y'all know the deal. I'm going to not worry about displaying all of this stuff. It's like, okay, all right, all right. Let me just check the block, black man. And how about we check it with our guy, Mike Lindell? Mike is giving us a great deal through his mypillow.com website. And why is my computer screwing up on me? Just click on the radio/podcast square, and your world will open up to tons of amazing specials that My Pillow is offering to our Badlands community. And you save up to 80% on everything there with the promo code Badlands. Yes, you'll find the buy one, get one special for the incredible My Pillow 2.0. But right now, Mike is giving us deals on his bathrobe closeout sale. Buy one, get one free on his Giza sheet set. My slippers for as low as $49.98 and 40% off mattress toppers and My Pillow down blankets. Be sure to use the promo code Badlands to get your discount on mypillow.com. That's mypillow.com, promo code Badlands. All right, 2 checks. from Macbeth. You can tell within 2 minutes if I will hate you or like you. Yeah, that's opinionated. That is very opinionated. Yeah. There, Utah money mover, let me assure you something. There's no way in hell Elon Musk is championing something that has Bill Gates somehow sneakily behind it. Elon is far smarter than Bill Gates and any damn body employed by Bill Gates. Forget that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Somebody has sold you a bill of goods. Flying Storm, I have not seen the House Arrest Act. I tell you, I'm missing a lot. So much is going on in my world, and I have a regulator. Okay, there's only so much input I'm gonna allow. So I know what's going on and how I'm going to be able to process. And when I have to shut stuff off, I shut it off. And this weekend I'm going to have to try and catch up on some stuff. There's a lot I've missed. I've come to terms with the fact that I'm just not going to be able to follow stuff the way I did before. All of this tumult came into my life personally, and then this Badlands project, and trying to do this show, and then trying to write a column. Yeah, I'm eliminating some stuff that are just necessarily going to have to fall by the wayside. So in some ways, I'm going to have to rely on y'all to bring stuff to my attention, and maybe even just lay out the summary, educate me and tell me you really need to pay attention to X. You really need to go check out Y. I'm very open to that kind of thing. Joe K., you are a Spartan. What a fantastic game they played last night. They really, I think, would have made you proud. It was in the best tradition of Michigan State basketball. They lost the game, but it was a Final Four worthy game. That's how good they played. Yeah, I know. This is the thing, Kinship Quest, about this AI. I tell you, it's incredible what these people have done. They can fake my voice. They can give you regional dialects. They can do all of that stuff just from generated text. This is what I mean about when I hear somebody in a certain voice and they're talking about whilst. What? Okay. Certain little things. That's just one example. I've generated a range of them that alert me, at my ear anyway, that, okay, this is some AI mess. But yeah, tea and crumpets. Negatory. Negatory. Yeah, Utah has been fed some FUD. I hope Utah Money Mover isn't here to spread FUD. But you don't understand Elon Musk if you buy that kind of nonsense. And just to let you know, Utah Money Mover, no one on earth has hired smarter engineers than Elon at SpaceX and Tesla. Bill Gates has nothing to compare with it. That is nonsense. Oh, thank you, Mike. I tell you, I have to rely on y'all. I do have to rely on y'all. And this is yet one indication. I forget to do these damn little things, and the screen will forever be sitting up there with the ad. Who is it? Eurythmic. Thank you. Yeah, pot. Listen, I think I'm not sure I want to wade into the pot question, but let me assure you, man, all of these young people seem to smoke. All of them seem to smoke. Thank you, Joe. All of the assistance is greatly appreciated. Oh man, the chemtrails, and yeah, I haven't forgotten the whole weather thing, and yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to come back to that. We're gonna have to come back to that. Thank you so much, O'Brien96, for joining us while you could. Thank you, Susie Healthy, for notifying me of that My Pillow faux pas. Yeah, this is the thing about Gates. Bill Gates is not, I don't want to say he's not a smart man. He's not a scientific man, um, just like Zuckerberg. And people ascribing to Bill Gates things they ascribe to Elon are making a mistake, a serious mistake. And Elon is not a fan of Bill Gates. That's pretty much all you need to know in terms of whether I need to be afraid of anything people say about Bill Gates and Bitcoin. Elon has signed off on Bitcoin. Elon would not sign off on a damn thing where Bill Gates had some kind of influence or controlling hand. Not going to happen. I have a feeling Deutsche Bank is not long for this world. UBS. Switzerland, I have a feeling they fought so hard. I have a feeling Switzerland, some of the people in Switzerland and those regulatory bodies and the government have been shocked by some of the stuff they have found. And now they know they are in deep trouble. Ethically, their stance, of neutrality, maybe an unintended consequence is they really effectuated a lot of craziness around the globe with these dictators stealing money from their own country and living a lavish lifestyle all over the globe. Switzerland. It's just one of those things where people talk all of this stuff. Oh, we need to be more like the Swiss. I don't think so. I don't think so. Let me, at this 3/4 moment, check one more block before I get squeezed for time. Wait a minute, did I do Furman? I thought I was doing. No. I'm confused on what ad I did first. But anyway, I'm going to play this one. I have not played it. I don't think.
Silicon Valley Bank debacle demonstrated just how fragile our banking system can be.
No, I did do that, didn't I? It's the I did Kirk Elliott when I meant to do Furman. Pretty sure. Y'all tell me. Let me rely on the chat here. I don't remember the first look. I'm conflating days now, and I don't remember the first ad I played. If y'all can tell me. Yeah, Utah Money Mover. I know the software I'm using. I understand. That's not Bitcoin. Okay. Help me out, gang. Capital One. Furman is what I played first. Thank you, Dina. So I thought I played that Silicon Valley Bank thing. But again, I'm conflating, so I will roll with your prompt and check this block.
Silicon Valley Bank debacle demonstrated just how fragile our banking system can be. We don't know what the future holds, but history has shown us that physical gold and silver are a reliable store of value to protect your wealth. Don't let fear of the unknown paralyze you. Take the first step towards securing your financial future. Reach out to Kirk and his team at KirkElliottPhD.com/Badlands. That's KirkElliottPhD.com/Badlands.
See, I misunderstood. We're having some fun today, we're having some fun. So I gave them an extra ad. Forgive me. I should have been doing Furman. You got to be explicit with me now. You got to tell me. I actually had it in here lined up. That would have. Anyway, let me not explain. We want to thank our friends at Furman Power Equipment for sponsoring the Great American Restoration Tour in Chandler, Arizona, April 20th through the 23rd. We ask you to get your in-person or virtual tickets at badlandsmedia.net. Whether you're doing something fun like camping or tailgating, or simply you need to be able to keep the lights on, Furman is always there for you. Furman generators are portable. They are versatile. They are durable. They are dependable, and they are user-friendly. Have your Furman generator ready before you need it. For all your generator needs, go to FurmanPowerEquipment.com and use the discount code BADLANDS at checkout for 17% off. That's FurmanPowerEquipment.com and discount code BADLANDS for 17% off at checkout. Okay. And yeah, Dina, you already know the answer. No, I did not book my flight today. This afternoon, I have it take off the dam. Okay, take that off. I'm going to try and get that done today. So Monday, one of the first questions I will try and address is, yes, I have made my flight arrangements to Arizona. I look forward to meeting some of you out there. Your chat, you are my virtual assistant, Kinship. I tell you, oh God, if there's a way to let ChatGPT come in here and interact with it, that would be fascinating. I am so I find it humorous. Yeah, good on the virtual tickets post, Ms. Hopefully we'll have a way to interact with you out there. I'm not sure how any of this is really going to work, but I will look forward to trying to have some kind of interaction while out in Arizona. I think it's going to be a fantastic time. I'm going to actually try and make it a fantastic time. Hey, Wawa, do y'all have Wawa? I love me some Wawa. Drove to Tallahassee the other day, got up and wanted to go get me some coffee from Wawa, and it's like, okay, where? I forgot. There's no Wawa in Tallahassee yet. News reports say 2024 it will make it there and make it all the way over to Mobile, but not yet. Yeah, Dina, we will have to have some drinks, have a meal, sit around, talk some Yang, Florida boy Yang, and more. So that will be fun. That will be fun, and I will be on a mission to have some fun out there. I'm going to follow back up on this on Monday, the whole force multiplier thing. I'm going to follow back up on that, and the Substack I was thinking about writing this week. I may still try and write today, but of course it's March Madness. I really like to disengage and just enjoy that time of the year. Like this weekend, ordinarily, if I wasn't doing this, I'd be totally focused on just enjoying some basketball. Last night was great, and I had to go to bed early. I was just too damn tired, and so I missed a couple of games I really would like to have watched. But the force multiplier thing is big. I think I have an angle on Bitcoin that is unique within an American context, but also from that American context applicable to the globe. I'm going to see if I can write it today and see if I can get Burning Bright to and Patrick or whomever review it and sign off on it. That's a lot to ask in a day or two, but If not, then it'll just be next week sometime. But yeah, my mind is ready to disengage for a bit and just let some things happen and pick it back up in April. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. What is today? Today's the 24th. Take at least a week to just really disengage while continuing to have this chat. But we'll see, because so much is going on. This could be a huge weekend for the banks. You think about Caitlin talking about, look, the FDIC, the way they like to do it is they come in on a Friday if they're going to have to take over a bank, and they have everything worked out over the weekend, and on Monday, here's the fait accompli. Oddly enough, they got dumped with this, what is it, Signature Bank on a Sunday afternoon, and then, so some craziness is going on. Only Fitbit can be prompted with my responses. I don't know what that means, Kinship. You've lost me there. Oh my goodness, the flights are outrageous. Am I gonna have to drive my ass to Arizona? I can't do that. I drove to Vegas. Not a big deal. I love to drive, but I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and pay for a flight. Eurythmy, my thoughts on NASDAQ launching a crypto custody service. The big boys have had to acknowledge Bitcoin is here to stay. It's going to be something of a Bitcoin world. The only question is how much. And they have tools that they're going to need to use. The institutional investors have been kind of sort of played and have followed some of the lead and some of this volatility. But once the institutional investors, and I think that's happening now, get the sign off and saying you can move forward. In fact, you're going to have to in order to protect your pensioners. Things are really going to skyrocket. And I think that's where we are. We're at that moment right now. We're either in the Bitcoin moment or we're staring at the Bitcoin moment. I don't think this $1 million Bitcoin bet is going to come into fruition, but I think Bitcoin is going to seriously rise in value. Oh my goodness, Joe K. I will take credit. Thank you, Joe. No longer a Tesla hater, but I still would not buy one before the removal of rare earth for the batteries. Well, okay. They've announced that there will be no rare earth going forward. They've got a process. And I think I did mention on here, look, it's the best-selling car in Norway. It's cold stuff. It's just fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Competitors have put out that doesn't amount to anything. You can't be the best-selling car in Norway and have a cold issue. It's just impossible. I have the best chat. Thank you, Mrs. A. Watley. I am honored by that assessment. It will take days to get there. Yeah, I drove to Vegas and it was a 3-day trip. I overnighted in Dallas and Albuquerque. No problems, no issues. And I'm halfway. It's like, damn, do I really want to do that again? Again, I love to drive, but I don't know that I want to do that again. But I do think I'm going to get this flight. I had something I had to cancel with American. What was that event we had? Whatever. Oh, the little thing that caused so much controversy with Greg Phillips. I had tickets to go out there for that and had to cancel. So I think I have a one-way flight. That's all they would give me. What is the QFS? I keep forgetting to go research. What is the QFS? I have no idea. I keep, oh my goodness, I'm out of time. I have to check my last block. Y'all have intrigued me so much in the chat that I constantly forget to check my block. Hang in there for this, and I'll be back after the ad.
In August of 2022, Obstetrics and Gynecology reported on the latest demographic characteristics of patients undergoing labiaplasty.
The latest rage in school shopping includes new body parts.
The highest rate of cases was observed among adolescent and young women in the United States.
I have to do something crazy that would make me feel happy.
So what this graph shows is they deliberately harmed themselves to the point where they had to be hospitalized. These are 10 to 14-year-old girls. These are preteens. They used to have very low rates. It's up 189%. It has nearly tripled in the last 5 or 6 years.
What's the cause?
Confusing them. Confusing them to the level that they would go to the extreme to butcher their own bodies.
Self-harm has always been more of a girl thing than a boy thing.
Starting around the age of 12, I began to believe that I was transgender.
It's like a virus came out of nowhere. It's the leading candidate, and the timing, look at that timing, is social media.
I'm ruined.
I have to do something crazy that would make me feel happy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at 3 p.m. Eastern this Sunday, March 26th, Badlands will be hosting a watch party screening for the first 20 minutes of a new documentary by Simon Esler called Cut, Daughters of the West, which reveals how media and cosmetic surgery trends set the foundation for an explosion in teens and preteens medically altering their bodies to become transgender. I hate to end on that note, but it is an important subject that we've got to deal with. I feel like we are making substantive efforts toward that. We are turning things around, but you know, God Almighty works in mysterious ways, and we have to follow with local action to affect all of this change that we want and deserve. Okay, with that, I do thank you so much. I see QFS is like the Lightning Network. Okay, I'm going to have to explore it. But thank y'all so much for joining me all week. Greatly appreciate it. Monday, we'll pick this thing back up again and discuss events that have occurred over the weekend and what we see going forward. I look forward to you joining me. Until then, later, Gators.